going to be live on this channel. And what it is, it's the day in the life of a digital marketer and what I go through every day, from the time I get out of bed to brushing my teeth to taking a shower to the shower scene is PG. Don't worry about that. But everything I do in a day, so you can kind of see what happens and see what my plan of action is each day. Because that can vary drastically. You know, what my plan when I get up every day is and what really happens are two different things, but I try to stick to plan. And part of my plan today is to do this live. And we're going to talk about the 4 places that you've got to be. You've got to be if you're doing digital marketing, okay? And I'll tell you how to get there and why you should be there and all that good stuff. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there. Turn it from red to gray. And I turn my head because there is a iPad. What is it? Right here. There's an iPad right here. And I'm watching y'all's comments there. So make sure you're putting them in there, okay? Make sure you put the comments in there. I've got nothing to watch. But anyhow, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell. I just like that bell. I really do. My wife hates it. Says it's just too noisy. But anyhow, do me a favor, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a video. I've been uploading Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week. And I've been going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'll be doing that this week too. So welcome So welcome everybody. Good to see you here. I know I'm going to have some construction in the backyard today. So if any of that noise happens, I apologize in advance. You know, it's the way it is. But I want to get to know you. So it's really important, guys, whether you're live or not. You know, if you're live, you've got this chat section right here you can use. And if it's not live, if it's a recording, you can use the comment section. But I want to get to know you guys. I love talking to you guys in the comments. I love talking to you in the chat. I love getting to know who you are, what your problems are, what your successes are. Let's celebrate your successes here too. I think that's very important. But most of all, get involved, guys. Don't just like, you know, I'm taking a course now, Casey Neinstadt's course, and I take courses all the time. You know, and I already make a living and my bills are covered and all, but I want to learn more anyhow. But I'm taking his course and they have a comment section, and I'm in a 20 group with people from around the world. And it's just pretty interesting to get to know these people. And I talk to them and I look at what they're doing and they look at what I'm doing. And we're all making a couple movies together. So, you know, no matter what level you're at, you want to get involved. You want to talk to people. Okay. Super important that you do that. Super important that you get involved. So let's jump right into the material today. And let's talk about why this stuff is important right now. You know, if you're browsing social media, the odds say that you're probably doing it on your phone. You may have a computer, and I have a computer I'm looking at right now, but if I browse social media, I almost never browse it on my computer. Chances are you're always going to choose the phone, okay? According to SEMrush, this is pretty interesting. 280 million Americans, that's 84.2% of the population in America, use their phones to access the internet. And, you know, that's in the United States alone. So worldwide, God, I don't know what the numbers are, but they've got to be huge, because I think in some of these third world countries and up and rising countries, they use a phone for almost everything. They don't even use laptops. So it's really important. So if your advertising strategy doesn't involve mobile platforms, man, you're missing out. You really are. You're missing out on millions of opportunities to raise awareness of your brand and boost your revenue. So why not give some advertising to that mobile platform? Okay. So let's talk about what mobile platforms are and the top 4 mobile ad platforms to try in your advertising strategy. Okay. So we're going to go through each one of them. We're going to talk about why they're important and how they may be different for your business. Every business is a little bit different. Okay. So what are mobile ad platforms? Okay. Well, first off, a mobile ad platform is a network where you can publish digital ads that display on mobile websites and apps. Okay. So most of these platforms let you choose from pricing models like cost per mil or impression, which is called CPM. So how many million people actually see your ad, and cost per click, or CPC. Now, the top 4 mobile platforms, let's get right into this. We don't want to waste any time. Number 1 is the Facebook Ads Manager. And I am not on that right now, I will tell you, but I've spent, I can't count, millions of dollars. I don't know. I spent a lot of money on Facebook ads. Despite its name, Facebook Ads Manager manages more than just ads from Facebook. It handles Instagram ads too. Ads Manager appear in Facebook and Instagram feeds. So when you put an ad there, you're going to be in 2 areas as long as you choose to do so. And often these designs similar to other platforms and other posts. So if you can design one for Facebook and Instagram, you can probably use something similar for another platform. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So make sure you do put in that chat section that my audio is good. I mean, obviously the sound is going out, but I want to make sure that it is loud enough for you guys. And let me switch my screen here. There we go. And I want to make sure it's coming through here. Yes, it is. Okay. It's coming through on my little iPad right here. So that's good. Okay. So the ads formats available on Facebook will include all of these. Okay. And I want to go through each one with you. The first one is a boosted post. Now, when you do a post on Facebook, it may give you this option. It may say, would you like to boost this post? I don't like to use it. I've never gotten anything out of it, but I want to tell you about it. Okay. Some people do use it. I don't think I can target it the way I want. It's really a Facebook or Instagram post converted into an ad. So odds are, if you've posted something on Facebook, you didn't design it for an ad. So I think first off, you're trying to kind of go against the grain there. But I want to tell you about it because it is an opportunity for you to advertise, and it may work for you. You've got to try it and see if it works for you. The next type is an image and video ad. Okay. So an image or video paired with a link to your landing page. Now that landing page could be a sales page. It could be a Kartra page. It could be, and if you don't know what Kartra is, look down in the description. There's a video that tells you all about Kartra. You need it. Trust me, you need Kartra. But anyhow, it could be your website. It could be all kinds of different things, but basically it's just an image or in a video ad that is paired to link to your page, whatever that is. The next one is called a carousel. A carousel. Now this is a series of images, and it can be up to 10 different images or videos, okay, with links that you can swipe to browse. So, you know, it kind of draws people in because there's a lot of stuff there. You know, and there's pros and cons to having one image versus a carousel image. You got to try and see what works for you. I know a lot of times you come on these lives and you want to know just the answers for you, but everybody's situation is different. Everybody's brand's different. Everybody's products are different. So you've got to pick what works for you. The next one is called stories or Instagram TV. Now, advertising content that you can upload to Facebook or Instagram stories or Instagram TV, IGTV. So that's the next one you can look at. That's a really a good way of getting your message out there. And a lot of people are looking at them. The next one is really business. It's business, and you let people know it's business up front. The other ones may be a little cloaked in trying to look like a post, but this one here is business, and it's the shop collection. Product advertisements that link directly to your Instagram or Facebook shop. So it's bringing them to a shop where you actually have your products. And this could be digital products. This could be physical products. It could be any of them. And if you have any questions on any of this, guys, please, please, please. Paul says good audio. Thank you, Paul. Please put it in the chat section. If you weren't here in the beginning, I do want to let you know that today I am actually involved in a course with Casey Neinstedt, and I'm filming a movie. He calls them all movies. He doesn't do any videos. Everything's a movie to him. And I'm filming the day in the life of a digital marketer from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night, and what my plan for the day is and what actually happened that day, because those can be vastly different. So you guys are part of that today because I'll be talking about this in here. So yeah, it's something to think about. The next one is instant experience. Okay. Now what instant experience is it's a full screen ad experience with multiple images and links. Okay. So one of Facebook's standout advertising features is its dynamic creative ads. These ads actually test different combos of copy and images with specific audiences. Then they display the highest performing results to people who resonate with them. Now, when I do Google ads, which I do, they kind of do that for you, because once one of them starts performing, it kind of just pushes all your traffic to that one and it stops pushing it to the other ones. So though they don't say they stop all the other ads, they kind of really do. So there's different kinds of ads you can do in there. You can do like a sponsored one. And anytime you do an ad, understand you're not going to be able to fake people out because it's going to say sponsored. Okay. Carousel ads look a little different on Instagram. Instead of showing like many links all at once, they act like, I don't know, a multiple image Instagram post. The 4 dots right below the image, show that you can scroll through so people understand what those dots are. Now, the next one coming up is one of my favorites. Doesn't mean it's the best one for you. It's just my favorite, and that is Google Ads. Now, when you think of Google Ads, you may think of, well, that's just, when people are doing search. No, it's all kinds of stuff. And let me go through that with you for a second. Google Ads also has the name that doesn't tell the whole story, okay? Because the platform manages ads on Google search results, websites, apps, and they all use the Google Ad Network and YouTube. So, Google Ads is really YouTube ads also, depending on where you decide to have it show up. The platform offers several different formats. Let's talk about the first one. The first one is search, okay? And that's what we automatically think of as Google search ads, okay? Now, search ads are ones that appear above the search results for a relevant keyword. And you'll see those when you're searching online, the ones that are sponsored right above everything else. The next one is called shopping. Now, shopping are product ads that viewers can shop through the Google shopping menu that appears at the top of the related search results. Okay, so that's the shopping ones. The next one that we're going to talk about with Google is display. Okay, display are visual ads that appear on websites and Google platforms. Okay, so they're actually a display ad, an image or something like that. The next one is apps. Okay, advertisements for your app in the Google Play Store, Google Search, and YouTube. The next type of ad that Google has, which I really like, if you're a business in a particular area and you want people in your area, is local. Ads for advertising your business in a local area that appear on Google Maps. It can be Google Search, the Google Display Network, and also YouTube, which is kind of cool because somebody's watching YouTube and they get a local ad based on where they're at in the country, which is kind of cool. And the next one is called discovery. Discovery is like when somebody is searching. So that could be shown on YouTube. So maybe they're searching for, I don't know, recipes to make a cake, and then an ad comes up for a local bakery or something along those lines, because they know that that's part of the discovery you're doing. You can also find it in Google Discover and also the Gmail feeds. So, you're opening your email and it's sending you ads in your email based on this AI, automatic intelligence. So that's something else to think about. And then the last one is video ads. This is the one people are most scared of because they don't want to get on camera or whatever. You don't have to get on camera, but video ads work very well. I've done a lot of video ads, and they're clickable elements that play before, during, and after YouTube videos. Now, Google's top advantage is its sheer scale. Think about this. It has more than 90% of the US market share for mobile search. So if people are searching, they're probably going on Google. And the Google Display Network reaches 90% of worldwide internet users. 90%. Some countries have them blocked, okay? But for the most part, 90% of the entire world. Plus, Google Ads cover search results in Google platforms like Maps, apps, websites, all that stuff. And that's where people go. They just go to Google. It's the way it is right now. It could change. Nothing is forever, okay? Look how Google search or shopping and search ads appear when you're searching. Look at them and see what they look like. What do they look like to you? Are they inviting? Are they exciting? What are they? Okay, so businesses who pay for Google search ads really get the prime real estate if they know the right keywords to target. Okay, and that's a whole other video. That's a whole other training, is how to figure out these keywords. Thoughts on the carousel type header for web page. Also, is that something you do on your YouTube homepage header? I don't do it on YouTube homepage. However, I do have a carousel of my products at Survivalcave Food. So if you were to go to Survivalcave Food, you're going to see a product up there. Maybe it's ground beef, maybe it's chicken, pork, whatever it is. And you can click through and look at all the different images. So I do use it there. I do like it. I am not fond of carousel ads on Facebook. Now, the reason I'm not fond of it is because it hasn't worked for me. I've tried it and it hasn't worked. Doesn't mean it won't work for you. I'm just telling you, I think it's confusing. I think it's too much info, so I don't use it. But that doesn't mean, obviously somebody's using it or it wouldn't exist, but it's just not me. So you got to try it on your own, see if it works out. Next one is Twitter. And I'm not a big tweeting person, okay, but I want you to know about everything, and I want you to know about all the opportunities for you. I don't want to just give you what I do, though I do try to give you all the things I do that are successful. Now, Twitter, compared to other platforms on this list, is really a whole lot more straightforward. All ads you create through this platform appear on Twitter only. That's it, okay? So that's all you're going to get, Twitter ads. Some of the formats they use are, let's say, promoted ads. Promoted tweets and specially formatted in-feed ads like carousels, as well as Twitter moments, which are curated tweet collections. The next one is follower ads. All right, so these are prompts to get people to follow your account in the Twitter feed, who to follow section, and Twitter search results. So when you log into Twitter and you're seeing all these people, they're suggesting you follow them, a lot of those can actually be ads. The next thing is an Amplify ad. Now, an Amplify ad are pre-roll ads for Twitter Amplify videos and sponsored Amplify publisher partnerships. That sounds complicated. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, but basically they try to get your info that you're already doing out in front of people a little bit more. The next one is called Twitter Takeover. Now, Twitter Takeover are premium ads that appear at the top of Twitter's timeline and explore tabs. Okay, so you're kind of taking over their feed, and I guess that's why they call it Twitter Takeover. Next one, of course, is Twitter Live. Twitter Live are promoted live streams for events, let's say you're doing a watch party, something like that. Maybe you've got a new product and you're doing a product launch. That's where that will come into play. Now, check this out. I thought this was an interesting statistic. As of 2021. Third quarter, so that is not through the end of last year, but pretty close to it. Twitter has 211 million active users. Since Twitter only uses its ad network, Twitter ads are your only shot at reaching this worldwide audience. So if you want to get in front of Twitter people, you're going to have to use their platform for that. There is no other way around it. Okay, it's just something you're going to have to do. All right, so check it out. Next one on my list is number 4. I told you 90% of the people are using Google, but that doesn't mean that the other 10% you shouldn't check out. The next one is going to be Microsoft ads. Microsoft is the owner of Bing, AOL, and Yahoo. There are people using Bing. There are people using AOL. There are people using Yahoo. What they are, the Microsoft ads, they manage the ads that appear in the Bing, AOL, and Yahoo search results, and of course, the Microsoft ad network. These ads are similar to Google search ads, but they have unique features and ad formats. So I want to go through those real quick. The formats for Microsoft ads include an app install. So ads for installing your app. So maybe you've got an app that you want people to install that direct the user to the right app store for their phone. Apple App Store or Google Play, whatever it may be. And the next one is going to be called expanded text. Now, these are text advertisements that appear in the search results, okay? So that is when somebody's searching, you're going to see an ad in there. It's going to be a text ad. The next one I want to tell you about for this is dynamic search. Now, these are expanded text ads, similar to what I just said, but they target search queries based on your own website content. Pretty interesting stuff. Next one up there is going to be Bing Smart Search. These are text ads with landing page previews that appear in Bing Smart Search. And they have another one. They got actually several more. They got Microsoft Audience. Now, these are ads that appear in the Microsoft Audience Network, Microsoft native ads for websites like Outlook.com and MSN. They're all targeting your email, guys. Just realize that. Realize whatever you're putting in your email, they're seeing it, okay? They couldn't be targeting it if they didn't see what you're doing. The next one is going to be multimedia ones. These are visual ads that appear in the top bar or side of Microsoft partner search results. So these are partners of Microsoft, okay? And they're going to appear on these other web pages. The next one is product ads featuring an image, product title, and price. So they're going right to the heart of this thing. They're saying, hey, I've got this widget. Here's what it costs. Click here to buy it. They're really direct ads, and they're good ads because, you only pay when somebody clicks, and they're not going to click unless they're really interested in what that product is. And then, of course, the next or last one on this list is responsive search. These are search ads that match the titles and descriptions you provide to find the best combination. So that kind of encompasses all of them. Now, while Microsoft Ads has a much smaller search market than Google, it lets you target audiences less likely to use Google platforms. Plus, and that could be an older audience. There's a lot of older people that don't use Google. You know, they grew up on Microsoft stuff and Bing and Yahoo and all that, and that's what they stick to. Plus, it tends to be more cost effective than Google Ads. Since they know they don't have the majority of the people, they charge you less. So that's a pretty cool thing, you know, to be able to get cheaper ads, right? So don't put them aside just because they aren't the biggest. So how to use the right mobile ad platform for your business? That's probably the question you're asking yourself at this point. Let me first make an important point. You don't have to stick to one mobile ad platform. You can try all of them. You'd be better off targeting ads on multiple platforms so you can cast a wider net. As you learn, each platform displays ads in different places. So you should mix and match according to your audience's online behavior. Now, in the beginning, you probably won't make money because you're trying to figure out what doesn't work. But along the way, as you're figuring out what doesn't work, you're also going to hit upon what does work. Okay. So that's how you figure out what does work. Advertising online is kind of different. You spend money to figure out what does not work, but you also are left with things that do work. So you want acquisition, you want traffic acquisition. You want to check your referral sources by typing in referral in the search box above the bottom of the section. Here's where you can experiment. You can double down on the platforms that already send visitors your way, or if you think you could target a new audience, you could try advertising on platforms that don't send you as much traffic yet. Okay, so you want to build up the traffic for those platforms. After choosing your mobile ad platforms, keep an eye on your ads performance. Do you have a good cost acquisition? If you find yourself spending more on one platform than the other platform and earning less money, well, you may want to change that. Make sure you're using the right one in the first place. You might need to search if you're not seeing great performance, even after optimizing your keywords. So you got to seal the deal, okay? With mobile-friendly landing page, you got to have great landing pages. It's super important. The landing page your audience visits after they click, your ad matters as much as the ad itself. I see so many people saying, well, I ran an ad that didn't work. I said, well, tell me about it. They said, well, I ran an ad and tons of people clicked, but nobody opted in. Nobody bought. Well, that's not the ad's fault. That's your landing page's fault. So that's what you got to work on. Don't stop that ad. It's working if it's getting clicks. Make sure that your mobile ads send viewers to a mobile-friendly landing page with clear design and copy. It's easier to build a mobile responsive landing page when you're using mobile-friendly landing page builder. And I tell you the best one to do that in is Kartra, because you can switch back and forth when you're building it to see what it looks like and to see how it's going to look on the mobile device. And I highly suggest that you do that. Let's see here. Paul, what's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for participating. I do appreciate that. He's got a bunch of stuff here. Let's go through Paul's stuff. He's got all kinds of stuff. Any thoughts on offline platforms that are worth the money? You know, I think TV ads are great. Really, I like TV ads a lot, and I like late night TV ads. Beachbody's actually got their start late night TV, and you can get late night TV ads incredibly cheap, like sometimes $5 or $10 for an ad. You'd be surprised. So I would say the best offline ones that I like right now are TV ads. The worst ones that are offline have to be billboards. That's got to be like the worst one ever, because you don't even know where your traffic came from. But on top of that, nobody looks at billboards anymore. Everybody's driving down the road looking at their phone. Unfortunately, they shouldn't be, but they're looking at their phone. They're not looking at billboards. That's probably the worst one. You didn't ask for the worst, but I wanted to give that to you. On some platforms like TikTok, is consistent content the same as YouTube and Facebook? I will be honest with you. I don't know. I don't use TikTok at all. And I don't want to speak to something I don't have knowledge of. So I can't even talk about TikTok. My wife's doing TikTok. She could probably tell you about it, but she's not here. So let's see, Paul, I'm really surprised that Yahoo has fallen as a big player. I don't like how Bing uses sketchy tactics to get it as a browser. Yeah, they do. They try to get you to become the default browser. I've seen this over and over again, and you got to be really cautious when you're putting all these add-ons to your search bar, because a lot of times it will try to switch your search bar to Bing. But that's what they do. Hey, they're trying to get business. And that's what they've got to do at this point, apparently. Your video seems to be going in and out of clarity last few minutes. I'm sorry about that. I hope it's clear right now for you, Paul. I have no idea why it would be doing that. Do you journal your testing to see what's working and keep track of your results? I really don't have to journal it because it's in all my stats in Google Ads. So I can just go back and look at it. Not a problem. So I don't need to really do anything outside of that. How often do you change up your ads, and do you rotate ads from a cache? The ads really have a rule, and it's based on total ad spend and cost of acquisition. So I have those parameters set, and I don't want to give you those because those will be different for everybody, but I know, what a customer's worth to me. I know how many clicks it takes to get a customer. And if my ad spend is below that profit margin to add somebody to my list, then of course I'll keep running the ad. But that's also based on customer lifetime value. So let's say customer lifetime value is $300. I'll just throw that out there. Let's say I'm selling a product for $20, but it's costing me $22 to get them to buy. So you could say, well, I'm at a $2 loss on every single one of those ads. However, that is for that one click. I know that customer lifetime acquisition, let's say, is $300. So I could go way over that $2 loss. If my $300 spend, let's say this is getting complicated, but let's say my $300 spend is $150 profit, I could lose up to $150 to acquire a customer, and it would make sense. And I hope that's not too complicated, but that's how it's based. And that's why I don't want to tell you what my numbers are, because they're going to be different. They're going to be different for you based on what product you're selling. And don't look at this and go, oh my God, it's so confusing, I can't do it. Anybody can do this stuff. All you got to do is jump in there, spend a little bit of money. You'll figure it out. It's not that hard. But also, guys, put any other questions you have in there. Any comments you have. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that subscribe button down there. Turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. And give me a thumbs up. You would be surprised how much that thumbs up matters. And I want to get back to what I'm doing today. I'm slammed today. I'm really slammed. Let me just go through it with you real quick. I'm shooting this movie, as Casey calls it, a movie, and it's going to be the day in the life of a digital marketer. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to take my shower. I'm going to shave. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to come into my office. I'm going to tell everybody what my day's supposed to be like. And then I'm going to take you through my day so you can actually see what it was like and what happened on that day. And I'm getting ready to do that right now. I'm getting ready to film that particular video. I've already filmed a whole bunch of different components of it. And I think it's going to be pretty interesting. You're going to see it here on this channel. I think you'll like it. So you should check that out. With your background in car sales, what tactics and strategies did you adopt for online that work? That is a great question. And I think it is honesty. And most of you are going to go, oh yeah, right, car sales. And you brought honesty out of that into online sales. But I did, because I knew that in car sales, people assumed you to be dishonest. They assumed you to pressure them. They assumed that you were going to rip them off. So I take all those assumptions and I assume that everybody online feels the same way. When I was involved in the car business, and I got to admit it, 98% of the time I was in the car business, I was in management. I wasn't out there selling cars, but I trained the people that did. And I would tell them, when people come into the dealership, they're going to, sit at home at first and they're going to say, husband and wife or, partners or whatever. They're going to say, let's go out and look at cars. We're not going to buy anything today. And we just want to get some payments. We want to figure out what our car trade-in would be worth. And let's get those numbers and let's shop around and get some prices and find out what the best deal is. Okay. And we don't want to get pressured to buy anything. And that's what was in their head. So I knew when they came in the dealership, that's what they were thinking. So since that's what they were thinking, I told the salespeople to greet them and say, hey, we are no pressure here. I understand you're probably not ready to buy right now, but I just want to take all the pressure off and let you know that you can feel free to look at anything you want, drive anything you want. Before you leave here today, I'd like to give prices on anything you're interested in, interest rates if you want to finance with us, what your trade-in is worth, and any other information you want. And if you want to take that information and go out into the market and shop, I want you to feel free to do so. So that was our greeting. Now, that being a greeting, the person was like, oh my gosh, this person knows exactly how we feel. I don't feel pressured. I don't feel like they're going to, do anything mean to me. So I think I'll spend some time with them. And I may even get in the car. I may drive the car. I'm going to go inside and grab numbers and all that. And in many cases, they would end up buying a car that day because of what I said up front, or what that salesperson said up front. And basically I took all the pressure off, and it's the same thing online. There's no difference. I know that people assume that you are a shyster, or you're trying to con them, or you're trying to be some kind of guru or something like that. And I'm not. And I tell you right up front, I'm not a guru. All I am is a guy who learned how to sell some stuff online. Then I take that information and I share it with you in free content. And then if you want to get more information, you can buy one of my courses, you can buy my book, you can buy anything you want. But you certainly don't have to. There's no pressure to do that. So I think I've taken that same school of thought, the assumption of knowing what's in their head, and applied it online, and it works pretty well. And that way nobody ever gets mad at me, because I'm not forcing you to buy anything. You don't have to buy anything. If you want to, hey, I would love it. I would love if you went down in the description and grabbed one of my courses and purchased something. That would be awesome. But if you don't, you don't. And that's okay too. Let's see here. Happy for your success, brother. Have a great week ahead, gang. I appreciate it so much, Paul. Paul's so good about commenting, and the rest of you need to be too. Okay, so even if you're not live, put it in the comment section there. Let me know who you are, what you're doing, what you're working on, what you need help with. I'll be happy to help you out. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up today. And I want to thank all of you who watch these videos when it's not live too. I appreciate that 10 o'clock in the middle of the week on a Wednesday is a tough time for anybody to watch a live video, but that's when I have to do it based on my schedule. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Love each and every one of you. Talk to you real soon.